Welcome everybody to Real Talk Gaming. This is your boy Justin JLB. It has been a hot minute, but still with me, of course, is the feller I like to talk about all video game stuff related, from PS4 to Xbox to Nintendo to whatever else is going on in the gaming industry. Jeff T, how goes it, good sir?
Hey, everything's going good. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. So we've been gone for a little bit. We talked about the upcoming games of 2022 originally back in January, and then we took a little hiatus. But the gaming industry, of course, didn't. And as you guys can see down there in the ticker, um, there has been quite a lot of buyouts. That happened just specifically in January, really three to be exact. I guess one of the bigger ones would be Xbox acquiring Activision, Blizzard, and King for a substantial price, around $86 billion. Um, and I guess we should start it with, well, I guess maybe we'll just talk about just the other ones. So Sony had also bought Bungie, not for quite as much. It was 3.6 billion. Bungie, of course, does Destiny, which is one
Yeah,
of their big games. Ironically enough, they also did like one of the original Halo, or like one of those. I think they did Halo 3, and
yeah.
then they did Halo 2.
They did 1 to 3. They did Reach and ODST. Those are the last ones they did.
That's it. And I feel like they were also maybe even one of the first gaming studios that implemented online in terms of for Halo. So they had really a big, they really did a lot for Xbox back in the day when Xbox did acquire them, I think like in 2000, or Microsoft.
Yeah, yeah. No, they were definitely one of obviously when being a new publisher, being a new game console. Initially, just a quick, a brief Bungie history. Bungie used to actually was making games for Mac, and Halo was initially supposed to come out for the Mac. Instead, when they I guess had a I guess were bought out or had some kind of an agreement with Microsoft, and that's when Halo became what Halo is today. But yeah, it's interesting, better news to say the least this year. Very very interesting.
Situation. So just give me one little second, because I heard half of what you said, and then the other half was a little choppy. So just give me one little second here. Maybe it could just be me. It's not. There you go. So I think we're good now. Do you mind? Do you mind just repeating that statement you had said,
Uh,
good sir?
yeah, sure. Like I was saying, Bungie had a long history prior to Xbox making games for the Mac. They had made a game called Marathon for a Mac,
Right.
which was a first person shooter. Um, there was another one that escapes me, but Marathon I think was one of their big ones for Mac. And then obviously when Microsoft was coming out with the Xbox, they needed developers. Obviously, they need games. So Halo was initially announced on at MacWorld. Believe it or not, the initial Halo, it wasn't even an FPS, and it became an FPS when it hit the Xbox. So it's they've come a long way, and it's interesting how Microsoft's competitor ends up reacquiring the studio after they had been acquired by Microsoft years ago, and kind of sent to sent to do like their own thing independently. So yeah, a lot of news hit, a lot of news coming out in January, that's for sure.
Well, and that's it. And you described like it's very interesting, and a lot of people had thought this was like Sony was trying to attack Xbox for, um, because Bungie also had a partnership, or one of their last partnerships was technically also with Activision. So Bungie had
Yeah,
became independent, and then they had partnered up with Activision, I think, until like 2019 or something, for a few things. Um, and then a bunch of people were talking, saying, "Oh, Sony's um, Sony wanted to buy Bungie because Xbox bought Activision." But I think that's just people wanting to create a menace storyline out of the console wars or whatever have you. But that's really not the case. A lot of those things, I imagine, were months or if not years in the making. So
Sure.
you know. Um, in that regard. But what's interesting to me, and even with all of these buyouts, there's nothing really that's going to be exclusive to a certain console. It's gonna still be mainly multi-platform. Um, no company has mentioned whether it's Sony or Xbox for Activision games or anything like that. I've mentioned that they're going to be exclusively to one platform, but rather this is kind of all around. They really are just going to be more collaborating and interacting, uh, getting more interactions for other platforms that they might not have been able to. Obviously, with Xbox, that's with Microsoft and Activision. Activision can do a lot more stuff for PC. Um, Activision is going to be more. I think it's only really finalized like by the end of next year, or no,
Yeah,
by the end of this
June.
year.
It would be, well, if everything goes through, it would be at least the Activision Microsoft deal would be June 2023.
June 23, 2023.
Yeah, in June. Yeah.
Yeah, you're cutting again. Do you have your resolution on pretty high on your
Sorry, you want to say that again?
do you have your resolution pretty high on your camera? Cuz I
The
feel like you're
resolution.
chopping a bit.
I might have. Yeah, I don't know how to. I think I'd have to like stop the stream to.
So if you look at the bottom there, there's like your camera and then
Let me
there's a
see.
little arrow. You can check where your resolution is at.
Okay. Okay, I put it as the lowest possible.
Lovely little minor technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Hey buddy, not sure what happened there.
Does it work? You hear me?
I can hear you better now. I'm just not sure if we're still on live or not technically.
Yeah, I think we are live. Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So people just saw us leave and come back. If we're still live, that is perfect, and that's not a problem. So I can hear you perfectly now. Apologies for everyone involved. So Activision at least his deal ends. You were saying June of 23.
Well, it would be confirmed like if everything goes through, because obviously any of these buyouts have to go through regulatory systems of some sorts,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's June 2023 by next, yeah, so June next year that it would kind of go through officially.
That's it. So and then that's when they would report to Phil Spencer and all that.
Yeah.
But it just looks like it's not gonna be exclusive. So all parties involved, even including in the Sony and Bungie deal, they're talking that it's more of a collaborative effort, and that it's simply going to just allow everybody to be able to have access to all of their games on many more platforms.
Well,
Um,
I just want to comment on that because, yes, the what was said like out by Microsoft that the Call of Duty would be. Oh, hello. All
my
right,
bad.
there you go.
This is yeah. I don't know. It keeps going off and on. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying is, yeah, even though statements have come out that Call of Duty would be on continue to be on PlayStation and I'm sure Sony said the same thing about Destiny and at least future expansion packs. But there was nothing said about any future projects or anything outside of Call of Duty because especially like a company like Microsoft who has faced um, monopoly accusations in the past. I'm
Right.
sure I'm sure a lot of these statements are coming out just by to appease the FTC, which is the governing body that has to actually approve of the sale going through, and that's
Okay.
just not. Yeah, that's not just for Microsoft. I'm sure
That's
Sony.
just,
uh,
I think that's anything and everything, really. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was nothing that was said about anything else outside of Call of Duty. I know a lot of Sony fans were a little bit upset at Aaron Greenberg, who is I don't know what his official title is. Excuse me, at Microsoft, but he posted a photo where he's right beside Crash Bandicoot, and that's another property that Activision has.
Right.
So they didn't say anything about Crash Bandicoot being multi-platform. That could be exclusive. Um, I think Call of Duty would make sense being multi-platform just because it's such a big game, and if you want to make back your 70 billion that you spent on the
Yeah.
studio, it'd be interesting to make it multi-platform. And they even went as far as saying that they would want to put Call of Duty on Nintendo on the Switch. So I don't know. I don't know
I
what
mean, it's
version.
probably going to be a cloud gaming, if anything. They did it with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is nowhere near what Call of Duty is, but it would be through the cloud gaming thing, like they did with
Well, it could
Kingdom
be just
Hearts just
Warzone.
recently.
It could be just Warzone.
Yeah, but I mean, with their shitty graphics, in the sense
You
of,
know.
all the textiles that Call of Duty uses and the background and all that. I mean, it's going to be like maybe how Mortal Kombat played it, which wasn't that great, you know. But yeah, I mean, it'd be fine. That Lord knows they need a first person shooter that's halfway decent. Splatoon's great,
Well,
but it's not necessarily
yeah,
a first person shooter, um, and it's not realistic in that regard, right? But it's good for kids, obviously.
yeah. I mean, considering too, I think we discussed the last time we were speaking about Metroid. I mean, Metroid obviously would be their first-person shooter, but who knows when that's going to
Right.
be released? So, I mean, it could be a re-release of some old Call of Duty games, maybe like Call of Duty 2 or 3, some of the old World War II games with like HD graphics. That would make sense on Switch.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that would like a little compilation thing, maybe something. I mean, they haven't detailed what exactly it's going to be. I don't think they're going to try to put Call of Duty Vanguard on Switch. That's for sure.
Mm.
But I mean, overall, I think the whole thing of their games being multi-platform, I think it's just to appease the FTC and let the deal go through. Once the deal goes through, who knows? You know what I mean? The
Right.
ball's in their court, so I mean, they have government approval, so they can't really be slapped with antitrust lawsuits. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to try to get into that really, but. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. At least for Call of Duty, I would say okay, fine, make it multi-platform. But anything else, I mean, there's a lot of IPs they have. I mean, let's not forget there's Blizzard that's involved in that too.
So that's
And
World of
we all know
Warcraft and
Warcraft, um, Diablo.
right.
I mean, Diablo 4 is scheduled to come out sometime in 2022, 23, maybe. Who knows?
Okay.
There hasn't been a definitive date about it. So there's that. That has to be into effect. Obviously, like I mentioned, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. I mean, these
Right.
are not. They're not blockbuster titles to say, but Crash Bandicoot has a name. It's known to be a long time PlayStation title.
Right.
So could that be something that will be exclusive? Let's say maybe Crash Bandicoot 5 would be exclusive on Xbox, but who knows?
Well, I mean, in a business sense, and a lot of people are like, "Well, why wouldn't Xbox just take everything and make it exclusive?" Well, because they're a business. They're gonna now just gain the benefits of it being on all platforms, and they're gonna gain the benefits of getting a lot more money for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
People who are diehard Crash fans are going to buy it on PlayStation. Maybe all now a lot of the stuff might be maybe go to Game Pass for Xbox. Maybe that
Right.
might convince an upsell for Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate or whatever have you. For Xbox, that could be something good. I don't know if it's going to be enough people for you to be able to uh, get profit from your $86 billion deal there, but at the same time, there's many things. There's also the PC and all that. But I don't think it's just going to be a Call of Duty scenario. I don't think they're looking to make it completely exclusive, which I get, but I'm also somewhat maybe disappointed by. I feel like now the gaming market is almost now just trying to come together in terms of collaborating more, which yes is good.
You disappeared. You left me hanging. Elder Scrolls. Only on Xbox. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Justin, are you there? Earth to Justin. Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this podcast, we do apologize. We are trying some different things out, experiencing some technical difficulties. So we appreciate your understanding. Just waiting for Justin to come back. If he doesn't come back, I will be talking to myself, which is always fun. But just to further elaborate on what I was saying earlier before, as Justin comes back, I think obviously as Justin I think was alluding to just before we had our little issue. Um, I think as far as Call of Duty is concerned, you'll have people on PlayStation that'll want to buy the game,